So, I just thought of something interesting, and I really hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I've understood and I've tried to understand some of the declassified files of the Castro assassination attempts. And the declassified 2003, what do you call it? Information Act releases that other people get and then explain, and they explain lines to you and say that this is what this says. You can pause the video, look at it, and you can order you can ask them to release that information to you as well. I doubt they would give it to me thanks to just my record. I mean, I haven't done anything wrong to not be able to request information from my government, but I guarantee I get denied. I don't know how much my mother made up about me. I don't know how much doctors covered their tracks. I don't know how much evil women and evil nurses try to purposely hurt me. I do know that they are out to get me. Even my own mother and my father's third wife have made the statement that they will purposely mess with my health care, call my doctor, and just try to totally screw things up without even talking to me. So I highly doubt I could get an Information Act request form filled out and then approved to send back. But I've seen other people's, and yes, there's been a lot of assassinations on other foreign presidents and leaders, as well as we've had our own assassinations in the United States that are still mysteries. So, with all that going on, I'm worried about our president and how sick he looks. With the two candidates up for president for 2024, and the way I saw Biden getting sick, I don't think it's just his age. You don't change that quickly. Within a 2 year time, it's looked like he all of a sudden caught Alzheimer's. He's went from telling his opponent to shut up and stop acting crazy to, huh? 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 Yeah, people age and get old, but he went from looking 70 to 102 in 1 year. And yes, that happens, but he has this clueless, like something just hit him like a bag of rocks, like what's going on. And I know from how he was talking 2 years ago that he did not expect that any mental capacity would get in his way. Now, it could be just his age, like the Republicans keep on trying to say right from the beginning. But we've had lots of old presidents. We've had presidents literally run and then age outside the White House, and they don't look that sick all of a sudden. But let's say the Republicans were worried about their party because they picked a real loser and he's coming back. If they There's lots of drugs that can cause early onset Alzheimer's, especially in old people. There's a lot of chemicals out there when ingested through the skin could cause something like that. There's also a lot of compounds that can cause the brain to slow down. Alzheimer's can be caused with chemical compounds. So if somebody, let's say, shook the president's hand and made sure they had these compounds on it, then yes, they could try to cause some type of form of Alzheimer's. And then, because the Republican Party kept on saying this ahead of time, and then also because everybody's seeing this on TV, and because he has no clue he was poisoned, because this looks like early onset Alzheimer's, just like the heart attack gun. Don't forget, they've already come out, made a heart attack gun, and the CIA already got in trouble and had to be brought in front of Congress to show it to the people. They made a gun that shoots an ice dart that's guaranteed to give you a heart attack. Untraceable, nobody ever knows who killed you. And they said that this was invented for sabotage. Well, how do you know this hasn't been used on public figures? How do we know they don't have a Alzheimer's gun and the Republicans are using it on their enemies? How do we know this isn't part of the big plan? I don't know. And I definitely don't trust what's going on. When you get requests from the Freedom of Information Act, they're scary. The truth that's coming out is scary. I don't believe all this news crap. What I believe is what was recorded on paper by the Air Force. What I believe is what was recorded on paper by the CIA and was started to be burned and destroyed. If they're willing to destroy proof and truth statements that they were keeping records on because they didn't want to forget them and they were important to their company, and then they're destroying them because they know that they don't want anybody to know them, and then they get put into a file, and then 50 years later we want permission to look at them, and then we finally get permission to look at them. Yeah, I want to see the JFK investigation. Who doesn't? Now we can. If you want to see what the JFK investigation looked like, who worked on it, what they saw, what the evidence they looked at, all that type of stuff, you can freely ask from your local district, and it's you just ask for a form for the Freedom of Information Act, and there's a number for the form. You fill it out. If you pass a background check, they will send you the files. It can take months. But if you ask for Operation Northwoods, that is part of the JFK investigation of his assassination, and then you get explained and you spend about a year studying it, you'll find out something really scary and messed up. That your government was willing to hurt you in Florida to invade another country. They were willing to arm somebody and shoot civilians and maybe even use explosives just to invade another country. And this came forward during the JFK investigation, and that's what I believe is that investigations that taxpayer dollars went to, if they're going to spend something like $20 million investigating something and a president died and these files were locked away, burned, and hidden, and you have to get past a background check to get them, that's probably the closest thing to real you're going to get.